Welcome back to another shift of the intensive car unit. Today we're going to be working towards the removal of the front suspension, front brakes, and more importantly, the engine, which is the whole purpose of this entire project in the first place. So what do you say we pick up where the previous shift left off and get back to work? Alright, I just wanted to show you, now that I got the wheel liner out, just some key things about this car. So right here is the dry sump oil reservoir for this car. Kind of interesting choice to have it way up here in front. Any fender bender or anything like that would obviously do some pretty significant damage to your oiling system. Not the best idea, but I guess when you look over here, there's not really that much more space to work with. Key points, this looks like a crash structure. And then for all of those people, boom, that is a Ferrari tire pressure monitoring system. So, lots of parts on this car are borrowed from Ferrari. Just straight up, ripped off and used. So, yeah, just thought you guys would enjoy that. So. So I want to talk about a couple of things when you're actually working on a vehicle for something of this level. Removing an engine is a very big job, and anybody can honestly do it with a little bit of background knowledge and information. It's literally just Legos with bolts and nuts and stuff like that that you just take apart. Now, when you're doing this, there are some key things that you want to think about when you're removing an engine. The first and foremost thing that you always want to do is make sure you got a safe, comfortable location to work at. The second thing you want to always make sure is that you've got enough tools and access to things so you can do said job. All right. I'm lucky enough that I've got a lift here and a whole bunch of background knowledge and experience and stuff like that. But with all of that known, there's just a few steps that we have to do before we can actually start pulling the engine out. First and foremost, as always, you've got to drain your fluids. You need to remove all of your accessory devices from your power steering pump to your coolant lines and your air compressor for your air conditioning and the exhaust, stuff like that. You just gradually got to take one part off, then move the next part, then move the next part. And as you start to get into this, you'll realize it's like, oh, this really is like Legos. I take this part off, now I have access to this section. So that's what we're going to get onto. I've already removed some things from the engine bay just to give myself better access so I can show what's going on. But I'm getting ready to pull the belt drive, or the serpentine belt as a lot of people refer to it as well as getting into draining the rest of the coolant out of the engine block itself as I prepare for removing all of the other accessory devices. So go ahead, sit back, enjoy, and as always, let's get to wrenching.
As we wrap up this shift, we're going to talk about what we were able to accomplish. All right. We were able to remove the front suspension, front brakes, engine, as well as the subframe and some other smaller components that I handled off of camera. With this, it'll allow us better access to where we can see what the engine actually looks like, what parts we might need to order that might have long lead times, as well as the ability to assess or work on things a little bit easier than inside the car. Now, if you're enjoying what you're seeing on the Intensive Car Unit, please smash that like and subscribe button, not your fingers or toes, because I already have enough work in the garage and in my day job. I don't want any more. I'd still take care of you, but as always, please stay safe. Welcome back to another shift of the Intensive Car Unit. Today we're going to pick up on the previous shift left off by removing the front suspension, front brakes, and more importantly, the nap. Welcome back to another shift of the Intensive Car Unit. Today we're going to be... Now that this shift is starting to wrap up, I just want to go over some of the key components that we've already accomplished. So we've removed the front brakes, the front suspension, as well as the No. Many key components, including the engine and other things that were covered off of camera. Now that this shift is wrapping up, we're going to handle... I just forgot what I was going to say.